Right. We probably got to pick up the pace.
Yeah, no, let's I think we only have one thing left to go into, or did I miss something?
Well, we have both the Apple TV, the new version, and we have iTunes.
Oh, yeah. Since we've brought the obvious thing up, let's, we might as well go into that before we go into iTunes. Honestly, I can't see how anyone. It's like I honestly wondered how. I always wondered, because the iPad was not a particularly good product, but it had its good points, so fanboys liked it. It's like there were people commenting bad on it, but it's not. And honestly, I see the iPad being really a flash in the pan. I see Android tablets quickly overtaking it in the coming 18 months. That's what I see happening. I don't see it dying. I'm sure there'll be an iPad 2 and an iPad 3, and I'm sure people will buy them, but it's not going to be the predominant device for this form factor in the same way the iPhone was for a while, because it isn't running unopposed like the iPhone did for a while. But, you know, I always wondered how bad the device would have to be that even the most die-hard fanboys would say, fail. And that's pretty much the unilateral reaction. You know, I have yet to see reviews from the die-hard fanboys who flip-flop every time Steve Jobs contradicts himself. But pretty much everyone else has taken one look at Apple TV and gone, what?
Well, Steve Jobs himself even said this is just sort of a hobby thing that they were updating just to keep that small little group of people they don't care about happy.
Well, no, that's the thing. They didn't even do that. For all intents and purposes, it's not an update. It's a downgrade.
Well, I think it could get like HD playback, which, as I understand, you didn't have in the old version. So
you didn't have in the old version, but now you have no library. All the content on this thing is rented. And it's rented for a price that you can buy content.
Right.
Or are fixing to be able to, which is just an insult. It's like he's saying this whole, oh, we feel these are cheap enough. The prices they're charging, it should be something like $1 and you rent it for the month, not 2 days. Or what they really should have done here is like the model we were talking about, where for blah bucks a month, you get lease access to the entire iTunes, to anything in iTunes that's over a week old. But it's like, that I could have seen flying well. You get no storage, but for $15 a month or less, and you can pay like a lifetime or an annual subscription or something, you get streaming access to everything in iTunes. That's how that needed to be priced. A la carte, pay per video, per movie, no. 2-day rentals, no. Because it's like, everybody has Netflix. It's like, and Netflix is unlimited streaming. It's like,
while we're bringing up the whole price thing, this service is also going to be competing with Redbox, where you can get movies for $1. So
to own.
No, that's another rental service.
Okay. Well, no, that's the thing. It's price comparable on par with other systems, but now we should point out you get Netflix on this thing, but you get Netflix on 50 other devices too. That's nothing special.
Yeah, it's just that price-wise it is still kind of ridiculous, because, like I'm saying, you got Redbox where you're buying with $1. That's versus $5 on.
Oh, you're talking about the DVD rental machines.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but see, even then you got a physical disc. It's like no, and that's the thing. As far as for all digital stuff, supposedly Amazon's going to start this $1 to download and own, which means for the same price Apple's TV is going to charge to rent for 2 days. You can buy it from Amazon, or like you say, you can go to the DVD rental machine, or you can rent for an unlimited amount of time, basically, from Netflix. It's just, overall, I see no niche. This thing doesn't have an overwhelming amount of competition, and honestly, the competition does the job better. What I was expecting from this device was something that would keep Google TV on its toes, so that we'd have competition. So that we would have competition, so that we, the end user, would benefit. And it's very clear this is a market Apple does not understand at all from this just insulting offer of iTV. It's like they don't get this market. It's so I don't know.
Well, whatever. We got to move on to the next topic.
Well, okay. But
sorry, I'm running out of time.
Okay.
iTunes.
You lead the charge on that. Which points?
just from what I'm seeing, we've got Ping. You have in the show notes that apparently it's been a haven for spammers. I looked up and statistic-wise, the number of people who have downloaded iTunes 10 versus actually signed up for Ping is about 1/3.
I didn't say it's been a haven for spammers. Where did I say that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it was somewhere else that I read that.
Yeah, you read that somewhere else. All I was saying about Ping is it's just the latest in a long string of features that has been basically something somebody else was doing for a while, and now Apple does it too. It's like the Microsoft Zooms had a feature like this for a while now. It's like, and now Apple does it too. And it's one of those real hit or miss features. I can see some. I get the argument for some publishers will use it. I do, but honestly, from an end user standpoint, we have Twitter, we have a whole bunch of stuff. This is a real
unneeded.
Yeah. Now on to the thing that I completely missed, but you pointed out to us, the UI change.
Yeah, it's only on Mac OS 10 that they changed that, but they decided to move all of the buttons so that instead of being horizontal across the top left of the screen, they're vertical across the top left of the screen. Same kind of traffic light layout, but more like a European, North American traffic light than an Asian one.
Yeah, see, I have two theories on that. And they're tinfoil hat theories, so get your hat out. Y'all never see this. He always brings this thing up and he never wears it on camera. It's like,
wearing it now.
My two theories on this is theory A. And fanboys, this is a fanboy theory, it isn't my theory. But fanboys have been complaining for years that Ubuntu is starting to look too much like a Mac. So I think Apple might have done this just so it looks different. Just so a Mac looks different than Ubuntu. Because there are Ubuntu themes that basically make Ubuntu look a lot like, and it's like they don't want Rhythmbox to look like they want this to go away. This is a Mac. This is such. It's not just change for change's sake. It's changed to make a Mac look different. It's starting to fun. This theory is in conjunction with my theory, and my honest theory is this is what's planned for 10.7.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's like it's just iTunes has been updated now, so they went ahead and released this as a sign. But this is what OS 10 is going. This is where the UI is going for OS 10, and that's what it's going to be. And it's just got to iTunes first. When 10.7 comes out sometime next year or next Christmas or whenever, this will be the UI for OS 10, and get used to it or use another OS. I have no proof of that, but in tune with how Apple thinks, I really do think that's what's probably going on here. Especially, like you say, it's only on the OS 10 version. They didn't do it on the Windows version. It's not, which means there's some kind of hooks and something special going on. Yeah, that's.
It's just strange though that they only do it to one application. Why just iTunes? Why couldn't they update the entire library with that kind of interface when they released Mac OS 10.7?
Well, okay, because there's two theories on that. One, Apple didn't feel like writing two versions of iTunes. Two, Apple may be doing something entirely out of context, and that they might be doing beta testing. They might be seeing how the end user is going to react to this UI change. Because if they make this change to the whole OS, and it's a negative reaction, Apple's going to have a Vista on their hands. Where if they do this beta test with a single application and see if they can train people to get used to this UI change before they make an OS-wide change, then they don't have a Vista on their hands.
Maybe.
That's completely unheard of for Apple to care what the end user's reaction to something is. But from a business standpoint, that makes this make the most sense. If my tinfoil hat theory is true. You know, this presumes I'm right. So
it's not as tinfoil hat as I thought. This is a pretty epic hat. You need some pretty epic tinfoil.
It's, I mean, yeah, iTunes also got some new features. So while we're on iTunes, something that was pointed out to me, and I didn't know this. I assume, it's like, this again is me assuming Apple is on par with their competitors. I know, why do I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt? Somebody pointed out to me in the comments that iTunes still doesn't do auto-download of lyrics. I didn't know that. I assumed it did. I mean, I know Rhythmbox has a plugin for it, and Armach, as long as it can figure out what the song is, it goes, here's the lyrics.
Songbird does it. Pretty much the only music player I know of that doesn't would be a Banshee.
Okay, so why doesn't... So yeah, it's like, given that, that's kind of unexcusable then. It's like, and there was somebody pointing that out to me. They were hoping that would be a feature in this new version of iTunes. I'm like, what? That's not a feature already? It's like, so here I go again.
No, whatever. I was surprised recently to find out that the iPhone doesn't let you use any song you want as a ringtone.
Yeah.
Somebody was claiming legal reasons for that, and I'm like, then why does Android let you do it?
Well, the legal reasons are the duplicating functionality, which is against the Apple U law for the iOS. Because you would, in order to pipe in every song on your thing, you'd have to have the ability to duplicate functionality and have access to that code, which Apple is like, this is an Apple feature. Apple's the only thing in charge of it. It's like you would have to violate that part of the U law to be able to implement such a feature. So, I personally, I think that's one of the bad parts of the U law, but yeah, that would be the thing there.
Alright.
Okay, do we have anything else to go into? I think we've actually got into everything, believe it or not.
Thank goodness, because we're like 5 minutes before I have to head out.
Yeah, it's like you were like panicking for time. I'm like, I think we're just about right, actually, but okay. Yeah. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and cut that off there.
Get this hat off, see if we can get me outside of the hat in the thumbnail.
Alright.
I don't want people glancing over this and thinking I'm crazier than I actually am.
No, I'm sure they understand what it is. Okay.
If it does show up, feel free to use the tinfoil hat.
I'll change it if it does. YouTube auto sets the thumbnails and I almost never reset them. Okay, peace out all. Linux will be a little late this week because we're doing it on a different day, and the schedule for PCV Mac may be changing if we ever find out what happened to James. Peace out all.